Hello, sweet souls. This is DTO in the flow. Let's everyone just take a deep breath in through the nose, open mouth exhale. Let's just relax and allow for whatever will become present in this opportunity right now for us to receive and for us to be inspired. So today I get to interview Susan Proper, and she is a certified life coach with Hatha Yoga 200 hours, Yin Yoga for 300 hours, and Chair Yoga a 25-hour, as well as Divine Sleep Yoga Nidra. That's a 40-hour program she's done. And what she offers is virtual yoga retreats with a series called The Gift of Stillness, as I welcomed you into breath and stillness. And you can see her video content on YouTube. And of course, I get the opportunity to be live streaming with Susan Proper today. And if you have any questions or comments while we're live streaming, we love to see where you're located and if you practice yoga. And if there's anything that you'd like to ask Susan, then this is the cool part about having these platforms where we can be out there, we can share, and we really love the interaction. And so I have this 5-question series, and we'll be going through those. And if you have any bonus questions, as I said before, just comment, ask a question, share, and let us know where you're located. Susan's in Florida. I'm in California. And if you'd like as well, we'd love for you to start a watch party. If you are on Facebook, that's a lot of fun because then other people can view this interview and be inspired by the possibility of getting into their own path of meditation, yoga, or whatever wellness practice that they choose. All right, here is Susan. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thanks.
Absolutely. And so, I love how courageous you have been to dive into all these different styles of yoga and the whole entire, your resume essentially was very impressive. There's so many different
Oh, thank
styles.
you. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
So let's start off with question 1. So tell us about your personal journey with yoga and why is it important to you?
Well, my personal journey with yoga started relatively not so long ago, actually, probably about 6 years ago. And it started because I was at a place in my life where I was unhappy. I was a corporate dropout. I was burned out of corporate life and facing a place where I no longer knew what to do in my life. And I wandered into a yoga studio thinking, well, I need to move. I need to do something. I need to exercise. I'm tired of just sort of sitting on my couch. And I didn't know at the time, but I was actually in a state of clinical depression. I was really on a downward spiral. And what I found there was tremendous energy. And I found a sisterhood, and I found a spiritual awakening much more than I realized yoga could ever bring. Sure, I went there to stretch, but I found so much more.
Wow, that's inspirational for me. And so once you dove into, this moment of witnessing yourself as, hey, I'm feeling, depressed and I'm just on my couch and I'm not moving my body, I'm not moving my energy, then as you said, you got this opportunity to connect with community and sisters and to feel this purpose, right? And so my question number 2 is, why are you passionate about yoga nidra and meditation?
Well, during my teacher training, of course, it was a hatha teacher training, and we got exposed to different things. We got exposed to yin, we got exposed to a vinyasa, and we got exposed to yoga nidra. And my two loves during the whole teacher training were yin yoga and yoga nidra. And part of our teacher training, including having to do a project for the class. And my project was yin yoga. And that's where I fell in love with yin. I just fell in love with everything about it. the entire meditative process about it. I fell in love with the history of it. I fell in love with learning how it affects the human body and what it means for anybody who is suffering with stress or anxiety or insomnia. And it became something that I knew I wanted to learn more about and practice myself. But I also wanted to teach it. And that's why I got additional certification in it, because I just knew that Yoga Nidra was something that was needed for just about anybody, actually, in today's stressful world. So I became really convinced that it was something I wanted to teach and learn more about. I think it's so important. I think meditation in general is something that people need to be doing regularly. And meditation is a word that frightens a lot of people. Many people think that meditation is very difficult and hard to do. And it can be intimidating for people. And I think that it takes sometimes guidance and a good teacher, or sometimes you can practice on your own if you find a good app or find a way to use guided meditation as a way to sort of introduce yourself to the world of meditation. And I think guided meditation and Yoga Nidra are two of the best ways to welcome yourself into the world of meditation. And that is very meaningful to me.
Well, and that passion led you to become a teacher. And that's my third question. So what inspired you to teach?
Oh, let me tell you, when I was at the studio, and I was at my studio once I got hooked on yoga. I was at that studio probably 4 or 5 times a week taking classes, because I loved it. I needed it. And it became a lifestyle for me. And it saved me. Yoga just saved me. And it made me such a better person and such a happier person. And when I found out that the teacher training was coming up, I thought, maybe I'll do this because it'll improve my yoga. And so that's really why I signed up for yoga teacher training. I didn't necessarily sign up because I thought I wanted to teach. But then during the teacher training, I realized somewhere along the line that teaching kind of came naturally to me. There were other students in the class that would come to me for advice or come to me for suggestions or ask me, hey, how do you do this? Or what do you think about that? Or just for, sometimes not even for so much about the asanas, but about advice about other things, like maybe things that were going on in their lives related to things about stress or I don't know, just personal. And I'm not talking really deep personal things, but just personal things that they needed some advice with. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to teach. I'm going to teach because I know that this is all part of being a yoga teacher. This is what teaching is about. This is how you serve. This is how I can give back some of what I have received from my sisters in this world of yoga. And it just became something I knew I had to do. I just had to do it. And that's why I decided to teach.
Wow, that's inspirational. And I love your generosity of being clear. Like when you are in service, then you get to stand, right?
It is. It absolutely is. I really feel like I just knew deep in my heart that there had to be other women out there like me, you know, maybe not the exact same circumstances, but there had to be other women out there like me that were sad or unhappy with something going on in their life, and they were searching for something. And if I could help them find it through yoga and through meditation and through some sort of, I don't know, help, then I was going to do that. I was going to give them what I had learned. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I love that. And through that support system, You have sessions that you offer online, and
Yes.
you're a life coach and you support people. And as you
Hmm.
said, like some people are dealing with more profound, deep issues, and then some
Hmm.
people maybe just have something that they have to sort out, or as what I'm sure you support people is like shifting the mindset. And so you have anything to say about that, like meditation and mindset?
It is all about mindset. If there's one thing that I learned personally, it is 100% about your mindset, because it's all about choices, isn't it? You
Yeah.
choose, you choose which direction to go in. You choose happiness, you choose joy, or you choose to be angry, or you choose to be upset. It's all about your choice. And meditation can help you look inside yourself and figure out why you are making some of the choices that you're making. And it can help you look deep inside and figure out where that, I don't know, where that emotion lives, where that fear lives, where that anger lives, where whatever it is coming from. And then once you figure that out, then you know how to change that mindset. But
Yeah.
it's work. It's work. It's not necessarily it's not necessarily something that can happen, quick. Sometimes, it can take a little while, but I'll tell you, it is worth the journey. It is worth figuring it out, because your
Yeah.
life changes and you become a better person. You become a happier person.
Absolutely. And what I like to share with everyone that's watching on the live stream right now, if you have any comments or questions about what Susan is speaking into, and if this really aligns with something you've experienced, we'd love to hear. And for me, like the mindset, with the meditation, and that brings us into like what makes your sessions unique. It sounds like you would bring in those practices when people would
I
work with you.
Yes, I absolutely do. I do most of my work. My classes are all virtual, and they have been ever since I've been teaching. I do substitute teach once in a while at some local studios, but that is not my primary service. My primary service has always been virtual. I do virtual workshops online. I do my gift of stillness is a virtual class online. I would say 90% of my work has always been teaching online virtually. And even my coaching is through Zoom or something similar. So it's been just that way for me as long as I can recall. And but what makes it special is that even though it's virtual, it's still very personalized, and I include things that for me anyway, that I normally had never gotten in a yoga class, because I bring in a lot of mindset issues. I don't just you know bring in okay, we're going to sit down and do a 3-minute meditation at the beginning of the class and then just do the class. I
Yeah.
talk about anger. I talk about stress. I talk about choosing happiness. I talk about a topic that actually can make a difference in your life if you choose to think about what I'm saying and maybe take a couple of notes, write them down, and then maybe get back to me with some questions, or even
Mhm.
write questions in the comment box and I will respond. I talk
Mhm.
about aromatherapy. I talk about crystals and the power and energy of crystals. I even bring up different meditations that will work for particular issues. Like sometimes we'll do like Satanama meditation.
Mhm.
Sometimes we'll do a yoga nidra. So all of my classes that I do online, whether they're just a live stream open to anybody in the public, they're all very unique, and they are very different than just a traditional yoga class. And that's what I love about them, because they're not just a yoga class. They're more like a mini retreat. They're very, very, they come from my heart, and they're very filled with love. That's all I can say.
Well, we can feel the love and your passion and your joy, and how your personal awakening has allowed for your Dharma to be in alignment with
Yes.
supporting the growth and expansion of other people. Because you could have easily said, this is for me and only me to like expand and learn and grow from what you're dealing with in your own world. But I love the fact that you're choosing to, you're taking all of these lessons and the wisdom and the experiences. And then, as you said, you have an online retreat. And
Mhm.
when's your next retreat? Is that coming up soon?
I have one on April 22nd.
April 22nd.
Yes, the
Wonderful.
gift.
So,
That's the gift of stillness. Yes.
okay, here's a great moment to have everyone look at your website, Holistic Life Coach, and these are beautiful photos.
Thank you.
Your services. Oh, here we go. Gift of Stillness online
Mm-hmm.
virtual yoga retreat twice a
Mm-hmm.
month. So Wednesday evening from 6 to 7:30 p.m. and that's East Coast time. I'm
Yep.
imagining. Wonderful. And then you have a Facebook group as well, Women Inspired Beyond Asanas.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. Yeah, so and you're located in Orlando, right?
Correct.
Awesome. And with yoga, meditation, you talked about guided meditations. What I've had people reach out for me for, because I design music for shavasana and breath work. And so my fifth question to you is, how do you integrate music into either your life in general? How does that inspire you? And maybe how do you integrate music into your online retreats, your sessions, or your asana practice?
Well, I love music, and I have music pretty much around my house all the time. I just love music. And I grew up loving music. My household growing up with my grandparents and my parents was full of music. And I thank them for that, because I have a love for all types of music. And it's something that I'm very appreciative for. And when I do my retreats and the gift of stillness, I do try to incorporate music. However, sometimes I get into trouble because when I play music, sometimes Facebook doesn't like it, or YouTube doesn't like it, and they'll say, oh, this is a copyright infringement, or we're going to mute this part of your video, or something like that. So I sometimes I will play music and I'll just say, oh, the heck with it. I'm playing music because I like music, and I'm playing the music anyway, and I get myself in trouble. Yeah, it is what it is. And then sometimes I will do the class in silence, depending upon whether or not I feel like getting in trouble that particular time.
Yeah.
But if you ask me what type of music I will play, my personal love is like a kirtan music type of personally, but that is not usually the music I play in my classes. In my classes, I tend to play something that, for yin, because I teach yin, I tend to play something that is more introspective and soft. Beautiful. And I guess a lot of people quantify that or call that like new age type of stuff, it's definitely a soft background, more introspective type of music. Yoga Nidra, I don't usually play any music at all, because I'm trying to, I'm guiding people, and I don't want anything to interfere with their thought process and that sort of thing. But if we're doing anything else, I want to play music. I love to play music. I just often get in trouble for playing music, unfortunately, with all of these rules and regulations about copyright infringement,
Yeah, there's definitely that licensing. And actually, one thing that a lot of people have been reaching out to me about is licensing my music, because, as you know, I've designed music specifically for yoga, meditation, breathwork. And that's how you and I connected, was on Instagram.
Yes.
And as we all know, hashtag yoga and hashtag yoga music.
Yes.
hashtag DTO and Susan proper yoga. There's all these ways that people can connect, and it's such a beautiful ecosystem because we get to realize like this is a global movement. And as you and I living in North America, like the West gets to have this wisdom and knowledge. And that was one of the questions I wanted to bring up too. Is here we are, COVID-19. A lot of us are indoors. We're realizing that this is a shift in the way life used to be, and there's a brand new challenge as well as opportunity in each moment for us. And I really feel like the meditations that you're offering and the coaching and the guidance can really allow for people to release, just shake out whatever fears or anxieties are coming up. And of course, music can support that as well to get people in a state of the vibrations of music, just similar to, everyone knows that practices yoga out there, that feeling when you're in Shavasana and you place your hand on your heart and you're just vibrating and you're connected
Yes.
to, words can't even just explain or describe. It's like you're the beyond the beyond moment. And that's really what I feel is fantastic. And, for me, the practice of simply being in your breath and being still means a lot. And, despite of what's happening and many of us are indoors quarantined, that's where I feel, Susan, you and I are saying as a common theme here is, there's the outside world, but meditation allows you to go within.
Yes.
So what results or what benefits have you personally had through meditation?
Well, that I teach?
Or what have your students said, or what kind of response do you get from people? What do they say? Hey, Susan, this meditation, fill in the blank. What would they say?
I think my students like the Yoga Nidra the most because Yoga Nidra will take you typically, if I'm doing like a 20-minute or a 45-minute Yoga Nidra, it will take you to a place where you are in that yogic sleep where you really don't hear anything. You don't hear anything. You're sort of in a floating stage, and many people are searching for that because it's like sleep, but you're really awake, but you're in a twilight space. You're just resting. And you can stay there. I mean, it's up to the teacher. The teacher can leave you there for 5 minutes. The teacher can leave you there for 10 minutes if she wants or he wants. And it can feel so peaceful and so beautiful, and then bring you back and you feel completely rested. And I think right now I'm getting more requests for Yoga Nidra than anything else because it's just so calming and peaceful. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. And that's what I feel it's about, is for Westerners specifically. I imagine most people watching this are from the West, like to be open to the opportunity of what Susan's offering. And she, you've been able to, Susan, to have these experiences and wisdom that can really be more than ever important to all of us. I mean, this is our lives right now happening in real time as we're live streaming in the moment. And it's each breath, it's each heartbeat, it's each moment to possibly shift your mindset to approach life in a way where there's possibilities and, to really find those solutions. And what I loved what you said earlier, Susan, I want to touch upon is how you said the meditation, it may not happen once or twice or 3 times. And the moment you said that, I thought not specifically about meditation, but I thought of the relatability of my physical body when I started my yoga practice almost 10 years ago now, where I remember the first time I was in a yoga class, and maybe you have a relatable story, Susan, where let's get in pigeon position. And I attempted to put my body, and my hips would not do whatever. And I was laughing. I actually laughed out loud. And if you laugh out loud in a yoga class, so you kind of get everyone's attention. Like, okay, it's like ever get in a position of pigeon, lift your right leg high to the sky, bring your right knee to your, your right elbow. And I'm like, I just started laughing, like, because my body would not put itself in that shape. It wouldn't move. And I thought, how does the human body do this? And of course, I mean, I don't want to generalize, but a lot of men have very tight hips.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, this is funny. But guess what? Like, after maybe, I don't know how much time, but I would say minimum of 6 months of practicing 5 days a week, I finally got in a asana pose where I was comfortable. I wasn't in such discomfort or I needed blocks or props. So that's kind of what I feel. So would you say that there's some relatability to my story around if it took
I
that
can
long
see
for me?
myself already. For me, it was hero. Do you know hero's pose?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh God, I still have trouble with that. But yeah, for me, it's hero's pose. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what pose do you feel like when you're in a moment of like, okay, I really want to, have a sensation? Like, do you have some favorite asanas that you like to be in? Even if you don't do a full yoga posture or practice, do you ever just like get on the living room floor and just like, okay, I'm just going to be in child's pose, or I'm going to be in particular
My
posture?
very favorite asana is fish,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Yeah, it is. It really is. But yeah, I don't know if I have. Yeah, fish is one of my favorites.
Oh, nice.
It is definitely not hero. No.
Not hero's pose. I think for the viewers, I think I'd like to bring up. I think I found a picture here of hero's pose. I was actually on. Let's see here. This is Yoga Journal's webpage,
Mhm.
and this is a picture of hero's pose. Does anyone see that?
Yeah,
Okay.
except I do hero's pose lying down.
Oh, okay, so it's there, and then the posture goes. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is you have like the advanced heroes pose version.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I can do that quite easily. The one, the one where you're sitting with the spine, sitting straight up. But when you have to go all the way back, oh God, it's not
Hmm.
pretty.
Exactly. Yeah. And while we have the screen share happening, I do want to, because you mentioned kirtan,
Yes.
I would love to let everyone know that I have developed a yoga playlist of the month with all of my original music. And one of the songs, this was such a beautiful collaboration. My dear soul sister, her name is Tara Devi, and we created a song called J Ram. And this is actually
Oh,
a kirtan style song where there's harmonium, chanting, and the lyrics are simply J Ram, J Ram, J Ram. And then there's a Om Shanti Om, which for anyone that knows, that means, peace, Om Shanti. And so, yeah, if I'll play that.
fabulous.
Yeah, I'll play it at the end of our interview. But before anything else, I just want to give you opportunity if you'd like to say anything else to people that are viewing.
Well, I would just like to say, I don't know how much time we have left. I would just like to say that, you know, depending upon where you live and what options you have available, it's a difficult time right now. And I know that many yoga teachers are doing things virtually right now.
Yes.
I would say most all yoga teachers are doing things virtually right now because they have to. I don't think there's any yoga studios open right now. But remember, when things return to normal, to go back and support your yoga studios as best you can. But in the meanwhile, also support your yoga studios because they support you lovingly and caringly as best they can right now. They're out there, they're trying to do things. Some of them are doing things free, some of them are doing things for donation only.
Yeah.
Please support them as best you can right now. Look for somebody also that if your yoga studio is not able to do things virtually, some just may not be doing that. Look for somebody who can help you if you're really struggling with stress and worry and anxiety, look for some yoga nidra online. Of course, I offer yoga nidra, but if you're new to it, look for yoga nidra. You can find yoga nidra on YouTube. It's readily available. You can find it on many meditation apps. It's something that you can do abbreviated yoga nidras for like a 20-minute session, or you can go for the full cycle, which is about 45 to 50 minutes. It's something you can do in your bed, you can do on your couch, you can do sitting up, but preferably laying down. And you can do it in the morning. I recommend doing it at night, however, especially if it's something that you're looking to help you fall asleep. But it is such a stress reliever and anxiety reliever. I truly think for the general population, yoga nidra is exactly what we need to be doing right now. It releases good endorphins, good stress hormones, gets rid of the bad stress hormones, works on your central nervous system, lowers your blood pressure, releases all the bad gunk, and it helps you look inside to work on whatever it is that's giving you anxiety and stress. So please practice yoga nidra. If you can't do it every day, then practice it maybe 3 days a week. But I really highly recommend it for anybody who's dealing with anxiety and stress right now, and that's probably most of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And so your YouTube channel is simply Susan Proper. If people were to go to YouTube,
It's Susan Proper Yoga. Yes.
Susan Proper Yoga. Okay, I'll make
Yes.
sure that that's on the screen right
And
now.
I have a yoga nidra on there. It's not a real long one, but it's enough for you to at least get an idea of what it's about. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I appreciate your energy, and truly, as you said, you recently got into this practice of yoga and asana and meditation. And so the amount of transformation I can already just feel and witness and see your light is really like, I just admire your journey and path. And it really is a testament to this ancient wisdom that's been around for 5,000 plus years for us to really find ourselves and to be in alignment with our purpose. And I'm really grateful that I get to witness you and your greatness and your purpose of sharing your gifts with the world. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you. And as I said, I want to play the kirtan song.
Oh, yes, please do.
And I'll play that as we depart. So thank you. And this is, as I said, it's J Ram, and this is on my debut album, Nameless Energy. Can you hear that, Susan?
I sure can.
Beautiful. Okay, we'll let it play out. Thank you, everyone, for enjoying this interview with Susan Proper. And feel free to go online and find all the information and goodness that she's offering. And I do want to make a few announcements. I have a few classes that are coming up very soon. And as Susan mentioned, a lot of us are live streaming. And that's what I've been doing as a musician is I'm live streaming my music as people are teaching yoga classes, which is really powerful. And so there's a class that is happening on every Friday. So I'll just tell you like the regulars. I have some like one-off classes here and there. So there is a class that we call that is called Fuego Friday, and that is taught by Melanie and myself, and that happens 9:30 Pacific Standard Time. And oh my gosh, those are like all like Latino based vibes, and it's fun. Oh my gosh, it's just been a joy to experience these classes and to, really feel into how you can move your body and work out and do all of, what we're able to do in our homes, right? Because we're here. And then Saturday is going to be another class. And so basically, there's a lot of different options for everyone to take these classes online. And it's really a matter of setting your alarm and know like, hey, here's what we're going to be doing with the live streams. So I'll just read this off to you real fast. So what we're going to be doing with Fridays, April 10th at 6:30 p.m., Lauren and I can pull up the Facebook group right now since we're here. And we have a class that is really more about a combination of yoga plus dance and movement. And that's what we inspire and encourage a lot of people to do is like move your body, even though you feel maybe some stuck energy. So if anyone would like to join us, we encourage that. And here's this page right here. I'll make it larger. So you just simply go to Satma Sunset Live Music Vinyasa. And then Buddha Music Group, we are offering a Sunday morning flow every Sunday in the morning at 10:30 a.m. We're doing that. So I'll put more of these out. A lot of these things, as we know, as Susan clearly stated, like yoga studios, the brick and mortars are closed. So a lot of yoga instructors, myself included, we're all putting these together. So here's a Fuego Friday. And we did our first live stream on the 3rd, but we're doing them every single Friday. So the 10th, the 17th, just keep them coming. That's what it's more of a sculpt yoga with my beats. So there's so many opportunities. And again, I want to thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Susan, for your beautiful light in the world and for being, such a gift to those individuals that really I trust got some powerful wisdom from you today. And I'd love for anyone out there to sign up for her programs. And I will soon be launching an online program to support people to create music and whatever that might be for yoga, meditation, whatever style and genre of music. And I have a team of instructors, and we're going to be launching this later this month or possibly in May. So I just want to let you know there's a lot of creativity and a lot of people that are reaching out to me because I've been a teacher for so many years. Now it's time to learn and grow and stay in that flow. All right. So much love to everyone. This is DTO in the Flow. Blessings.